Good afternoon and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. This is Carolyn, and just thank you for dropping by my channel and spending a little bit of time with me today. We're going to make this embellishment. This is our weekly embellishment swap, and it is called Fruit Frenzy. I got, if you watched my scrapbook convention haul, you saw this stamp. It's stamps by Judith and Heather, and they are just awesome stamps. And it's this pail, this bucket. So I'm going to use that today. And I've already stamped them. I've already cut out a bunch of apples, and I've already kind of highlighted these, but I'm going to highlight this one with you. This is just a piece of pattern paper that was in Echo Park, in an Echo Park collection. I think it was like back to school or something. And so I just cut these individual apples out that I'm going to stack in my pail. So I'm going to just start doing some coloring. The first thing I'm going to do is highlight the apple. I'm using the medium red in my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blends. And I'm just going to, this was white on the back, and I don't want that white to show, so I'm just edging it a little with this red, and I'm using the medium red in this to highlight and to shadow my apple. Now, this looks kind of rugged when you first start doing it, but they blend in, so I'm just going to kind of, oops, I kind of got it on the leaf a little bit, do a little bit right around the stem, and then just come down this side, like with the shadow, down that side, and then a little bit across the bottom. And then just that where we went around it to keep the white from showing. Like I said, that will all just kind of, you can see these, it's already kind of blended in, but that gives those apples just a little bit of dimension look. So that's really all we need for our red. And then oh, I am going to do one little thing. I just did a little line right here where the stem comes in. I'm just going to use, I'm using the, let's see, what is this? The brown gray blend. I'm using that today and on my bucket, and I'm using the browns in the medium brown. And I think those are the only two I actually ended up using. I had the tan, what is this called? The tan blend out, but let me look at that. But I really didn't, it was a little too orangey for me, so I didn't use that one. So while I'm just coloring this, and I am certainly far from being an expert in coloring. That's why I love these, because you can just kind of mess it up and they just blend together. But I do want to color it before I cut it out, and while I'm doing that, I'll share the twist with you, but you can just kind of watch. Like I said, I'm going to start with the brown. I'll blend with the gray. I'm going to use the medium brown because I messed up my light. I would rather be using the light brown, but I messed it up one day. So I'm going to be, I've got to get a new one of these. So I'm going to be using the medium brown and the light brown gray blend mostly. So while I do this little dab of coloring, I'm just going to go ahead and do our twist. Our twist today, and I've done this the scripture before this one before. Our twist today is from James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. You know, that to me is just pretty simple. It just is saying that everything good is a gift from God, and that He created everything perfectly, and He doesn't change. I mean, that to me, in a nutshell, that's just what that says. And sometimes I think we get to feeling like we earn things, and that we've worked hard, and that we've earned it or we deserve it. And in reality, we can't make anything happen for ourselves. We can't we can't gain anything on our own. It's a gift from God, and we should work hard. We should do the very best at everything that we do. We should work hard and do the very best that we can. That's another scripture, and I think I've actually done that one before. But just because we work hard still doesn't give us the power to gain anything. So everything that we gain, every good gift that we get is from God. See how these just began to just blend together? It's better if you don't maybe do quite as much as I did, so that it's still a little wetter to blend. But, I mean, over a few minutes, this just begins to blend itself out and doesn't look, you know, like choppy and ugly. And we'll go back over some of it. Let's put a little brown down this other edge. Like I said, if I had the lighter brown, I'd be using it, but I don't. So let's just put a little bit down this edge. And we'll blend that in. Just takes a little bit of this one. I apologize for the squeaking. I've used this light one on this quite a bit, and it isn't as plentiful in there as it was, so it kind of makes a little noise, squeaks a little. I want to leave this middle part a little lighter, just kind of like a shadow, and that's where it would be closer to you, so it would look lighter. Blend that in just a little more. Then let's do a little bit on the top of our bucket. Blended in. Yes, I may do just a little dark on the top of this handle of our bucket. Okay, let's go with a little bit of dark over here. Oh, this is the dark on the brownish tan or whatever it was called. Now I don't have to worry about staying in the lines because I'm going to fussy cut this out. So staying in the lines does not matter. Add just a little more to that. You just don't have to be an artist to be able to do things with these tri-blends. Close to My Heart had some really good ones too. Okay. Let's let that kind of have a minute, and then we'll see if we need to blend it a little more. I want to put a little darker right around the handle, where the handle attaches. Maybe right there. Okay, let's let that have a chance to blend out and see if we like it. I think that's going to be fine. So anyway, I've already cut these apples out. I've already inked them. And so we don't have to do any more with them. It's just a matter of fussy cutting this. And I think I'm going to blend down this side, oops, just a tiny bit more, and then we're going to call it good. just a little right in there. If you're afraid to use things like this, my suggestion is just buy one of the smaller. They have some where they sell them like this was, I don't know how many were in this one, but it was a small pack, you know, maybe 12 or something markers, I don't know. And I caught them on a deal on Amazon and was able to just try them, and I love them. I was going to buy the close to my heart ones are, I believe, a double. They have the light on one end and the dark on the other, where this one was the tri-blends, and so I decided to try them as opposed to just the ones that had the two, and I'm really glad I did. I've really enjoyed them, and I'm not an artist. I am not talented in that area at all, but they really do help you where you don't need to be. And this top especially doesn't have to be fussy cut perfectly. And you can tell just by the way I'm cutting this. I did this on some really heavy white cardstock. Makes it a little harder to cut, but I wanted that good heavy cardstock for the base of this bucket and to do all of that blending on. So it makes it just a little harder to fussy cut, but it's fine. And we're going to go around the edges anyway. Won't take but just a second. Okay, so that's got our bucket all fussy cut. Now I think I'm going to use the dark brown to do the edges in, and I'm just going to use the side of my marker. I just don't want to see the white in this paper. Just go around those edges so that we don't see that core of the paper. All right, that's done. So now we're actually ready to start putting our apples in our bucket. And I just started by putting some across the bucket and then piling them up on top of it. So no rhyme or reason, just start stacking them up. So these first few I'll glue on from the back. Kind of get them going right there. Don't want to go over the edge of the bucket. I'm going to put them different directions. And you notice I left the little leaf on some and just the stem on others, just to make them a little different. Oops, that one, let's get that one right in behind that one. And I put 9 on that one. It just depends on, let's see if I have one with the leaf going the other direction. Oh, I know something I did not do. I used my shimmer pen and went over this little shadow reflection, whatever, just to give it a little glimmer, and didn't stick to it. I did more than just that. But in that area, I just used the shimmer pen. I don't know if that'll even show up on the video, but it does for sure in real life. And I don't want it, if I wanted it really thick and wanted to really make a statement there, I would squeeze a little bit out. But I think I just want it to, I just want the shine there more than anything, not really the glittery look particularly. So I think that's plenty. All right, so now that has our apples ready to put on there. Oops, I didn't do this one. And hopefully I'll have a few apples left over because I'm not finished with all of these that I'm going to make. All right, so let's get, let's do this one. Do it on front of that one. kind of like that. And then we'll do, and we may, this one I've seemed to have gotten those a little bit closer together, and that's fine. So it may take one more across. Let's do this one right here. So that one, I think I had 4 across, and it looks like I'm going to end up with 5 across on this one. Just a dot of glue so that we can set it in place. All right, so that's got our kind of our base row across there. I'm going to save this one to put down here on the bottom. Actually, I'm going to save this one. I like the leaf going in toward the bucket. Okay, so let's just start building up our next little kind of row. Just start sticking some apples up in there. Whoops. See if I have a thing I could pick that up with. There we go. Just start building our bucket of apples. If I hold it just a second, that will stick. There we go. All right, let's get, let's do this one that just has the stem next. Don't want them too even. I want to kind of keep them offset as much as possible. Okay. Let's do, I do want, well, let's do this one next. I need one more hand to do this. I'm trying to hold it up where you can see, and I need one more hand to do this. There we go. Okay, I'm liking that. Let's do one without a stem next. Right in there. We can secure all of those in a minute. All right, and once they're dried, I mean, that one is, they're sturdy. Okay, one more right up here. And then we'll top it off with these two. And then we'll put the one down on the bottom. I'm going to use this one last, I think. All right, get that on there. Let's move that one over here since it doesn't have a leaf and those other two do. And this is going to be our last one. And we'll stick it right. Woo, come back here. I'm telling you, I just need one more hand. Where are my tweezers? Why didn't I use tweezers from the beginning? Okay. There we go. Now, that's a big bucket of apples. Big bucket of apples. And then we're going to put an apple right down here at the bottom. Okay, like one fell out. So there's our fruit frenzy. And just fussy cut some apples, piled them up in our bucket, and we've got our apples. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks for dropping by my channel. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe. We're getting up close to 800 subscribers, and that's just absolutely awesome to me. Hope you enjoyed the little twist. We do a twist every time. If you will look in the description box, it will give you the links to the hop for all of the embellishments and the other creators, and they do an amazing job, and no two are the same. And that link will be down there where you can watch everyone else. I hope you have a blessed day, and above all, be a blessing to someone else.